All right. Peace and Power family. We are on 3 platforms today. Okay. We are on YouTube, Peace and Love YouTube. We're on Instagram, how you doing? And we are also on Facebook, Peace and Love to the family. I want to get this information out. It's definitely vital for you to understand the basic fundamentals of iridology. Um, for those who have been following me for a while, this is just a refresher. For those who just started, this is something that you definitely want to take notes on so that you can know how to prepare better for your health. Okay. So I'm going to share some photos here. So we're going to get started. Also, I want to make sure that I can share photos on um, Facebook. I never did that before. Hold on, Facebook family, because I don't really go live on Facebook like that. All right. So, all right, y'all coming in slowly but surely. So let's do it. Hey, peace and love to the YouTube chat. Put something in the chat for me. Thank you. Thank you. Put something in the chat for me. All right. I want my YouTube family, my Instagram, my Facebook family for something in the chat for me. I'm going to see if, let me see for, no, that's something else. For Facebook on how to share my screen. I don't know, y'all. Like this is really, it's going to be difficult for me to navigate that. So you definitely, Facebook family, you definitely want to go on my YouTube or follow me on Instagram because uh, mm, for me to share this photo, that I share this information that I want to share, I don't know if I'll be able to do that here. And it's so weird. I don't even see a button to do that. Okay, so let's get right into it. Again, Facebook family, if you want the information, you're going to have to go to my YouTube. My YouTube is, I'm going to put it on here. YouTube. Bear with me for a second. Go ahead and run up the chat. Put some eye emojis in the chat. Okay, that's for YouTube, Instagram. Go ahead and do that. All right, let's see what we got going on. Okay, Holistic the Master Iridologist on. So that's on. That is on YouTube. Okay. All right. Okay. Peace and love. All right. So I want to start off by saying this here. I have first I want to give thanks to all of the iridologists before me. Andreas Moritz, Dr. Paul Goss, Dr. Bernard Jensen. Give thanks to the ones that came before me that laid the path for me to do what I'm doing right now. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you've heard me speak about it a lot of times that iridology is a science and art to looking into your iris, the eye, which is the color part, and being able to tell weaknesses of your body way before disease is even diagnosed. Okay. So how powerful is that? How powerful are you to be here right now and to understand that you hold the key to your very own diagnosis? Okay. And I want you to first, let's look at this quote right here. All right. Let's look at that Instagram family. For my YouTube family, I'm going to share my screen right now. Got to share my entire screen. And I'm going to put this up for you. All right. So first, I'd like to say I made this about a year ago. Again, on Facebook, I'm about to end this stream because I'm not able to share my photos, share what I need to share for you. So go ahead and go to my my YouTube or my Instagram. All right. All right. Peace and love, Facebook. Okay. All right. So let's read this here. All right. The past, present, and future is happening all at once. Your iris is proof of that. revealing all stages of bodily weaknesses, including future potential challenges. When we understand this, we can lessen the thought process that dis-ease is inevitable. Okay, so we have to get out of that mode, or we have to unlearn that mode that, okay, once we reach a certain age of our lives, that automatic disease is going to happen. Nothing new is happening, family. Whether it's what they call cholesterol, arthritis, blood pressure, heart disease, gout, any of that is nothing new. It's already happening in the now. You're all existing at once. Your past, your present, and your future self. And you have so many different systems that study that shows that. You have astrology, you have numerology. Shout out to King Simon. You have all of these different ologies that tell you that there's nothing new that's going to come. It's always there with you. And you have this blueprint map. And the reason why we suffer is because we don't understand how powerful we truly are. All right. So I'm going to read this from this book, The Iridology, the Science of Practice in the Healing Arts. Okay. And it states here, it says, we determined that iridology is most effective in revealing inherent weaknesses, effects of stress, tissue inflammation, toxic deposits, acidity, and the specific locations within the body where these conditions are active. Perhaps iridology's greatest value to the health sciences is that it can be used to detect adverse tissue changes in the body long before the condition degenerates to the point where it may be labeled a disease. Okay, long before it may be labeled a disease. So it doesn't matter if you're 10, 18, 24, 32, 40, whatever age that you're at right now. This is where the iris is already showing you past illnesses, present challenges, and also what's possible or what's brewing. Okay, so those are your potential markers that I show in the iris. Okay, so it's we're bringing it back to the basics. We're bringing it back to when I first started on here, and I'm sharing with you all about iridology. I'm sharing with you all this amazing art that has been lost, this art form that has been lost, and that we all have the chance, the choice to tap into or not. All right. So, I'm trying to think the first iris photo I want to share. Again, family, make sure y'all share this live. Intro to the iridology intro, the key to supreme health. All right, we're just taking it back to the basics. Okay, I'll start off with this. I'll start off with my daughter's iris. Okay. For those who's on Instagram, give me one here. I'm going to get it together here so that I'm going to share my screen again. This. Now, YouTube family, you should be able to see this. Instagram family, you should be able to see this. All right. Let me know if y'all see it. For those who's there, let me know that y'all can see this okay. All right. Because sometimes the photos be a little. All right, cool. Somebody put hundreds in it. All right, cool. All right. So this is my daughter's iris. All right. And every 6 months, I check her iris for any kind of new changes and to let her know and even inform myself of what's happening with her health, the past, present, and even potential ailments. Okay. So let's look at the pupil. All right. Let's look at the pupil. For YouTube family, you guys just see my cursor with my mouse. All right. Based upon me taking the photo with the light, it was very bright. So sometimes under light, the pupil can dilate. But depending on the nervous system and where it's at, it's not going to dilate or constrict. Okay. So with my daughter, this is detailing her sympathetic nervous system. Okay. This is detailing her sympathetic nervous system when her adrenal enlarged that way under the light. Okay, and I do know my daughter. Okay, she has a tendency or potential to worry a lot. I do see that with her. So I have to be very careful with the way I approach her. That also, what this is good for your children. I'm going to pivot a little bit. When you get your child's iris read, it not only shows their health, potential health patterns, present health patterns, or even past health patterns, but it also helps you to take better care of your child. Okay, how to approach them, their personality, things like that. And that helped me to understand my daughter's personality more. Yesterday, my daughter didn't do so well on an exam. And with my daughter, she stays in her head. I had a numerology done for her from King Simon. She's a number 4. And that's what he said. They stay in their head. So you got to make sure she talks and she lets out, whatever she's holding on to. So some things, also, she gets pretty nervous when she hears the word test, exam. Even when I was homeschooling her last year, this is her first year in public school, right? So this is a new surrounding. She's taking tests in a public school setting with other children. So when she took the test, she didn't do so well. And she said, she was crying. She's like, I didn't do so well. I'm like, what happened? You knew the work. We've been going over it. We've done this last year. And she's like, it was the nervousness. It was like she was in her head. So I told her, instead of getting mad, because I asked her, I said, were you scared to tell me that you failed because you were scared of my reaction, or you thought you was going to let somebody down? She said, yeah, I thought I was going to let you down. I thought I was going to let my dad down. And I said, no, you're not letting any one of us down as long as you do your very best. The only thing that you're letting down is in your mind, the guilt that you're carrying within yourself. So I was letting her know that, certain affirmations like, yes, this is the last time that we're going to not do very well on an exam. And then certain affirmations to say before she takes a test, quiz, exam, whatever the case. And then again, certain words can trigger a nervous reaction. So test, right? I said, instead of thinking it as a test, think of it as a quiz. Okay, that was something that King Simon had told me to say. So think of it as a quiz. So that really helped her even today going to school. So that it also helps you to approach your child better based upon their personality. All right. So this is just showing again on YouTube. You see my cursor here. If you want, guys, you can go to my YouTube. It's the same thing on my Instagram as well. All right. So the enlarged pupil sympathetic nervous system, she has potential to deal with adrenal challenges. Okay. A potential to deal with extreme nervousness when it relates to what is called anxiety. All right. So there's different herbs that I give her, activities that we do together. We do yoga together. She does affirmations. She trains in the arts and martial arts as well under my grandmaster as well. She dances. She loves to dance. She's been dancing since she was 6, so that's just keeping her in those kind of activities, swimming, all of that. Keeping her to do things that makes her happy is key. All right. Because once, based upon her iris and her personality, she stops doing those things, she can stay in here. All right. So my YouTube family can see my cursor. If you can see this, put something in the chat, YouTube family. On Instagram, remember what I said before, but we're going to go back into it again. The iris is seen as a clock. The iris is seen as a clock. So this is the right iris. I want you to look at the iris as a clock from 12 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Around 5 o'clock, do you guys see that white line going across? Put some eye emojis in the chat, Instagram family, if you can see that slight white line going across. Go ahead, Instagram family. Let me know so that I can move on with the with this lesson so that you can understand what I'm saying. YouTube family, y'all can see my cursor right here. Y'all can see my cursor right here. All right. Instagram family, I'm not sure if you can understand what I'm saying as far as that line there. Okay, cool. Cool. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. All right, gratitude. So that white line at 5 o'clock, that's her adrenal kidney area. It's so faint, it's so white that this is not a dis-ease that will be detected on any machine. She goes for a physical, it won't be detected. None of this will not be found. Okay. So this is only seen again as a potential or a possible future ailment based upon that specific color, based upon that specific marking. And again, it correlates to the size of the pupil as well. All right. So this is just again showing you how to look into a child's iris. Someone is young. My daughter's 9. All right. So I can look into baby's irises. I wish I would have put up a baby's iris too. 6 months old. And I was able to see, okay, if the parents don't cut out dairy products and things like that, this child is potential to deal with a lot of tonsil infections. Yeah, you can see all of that. Nothing new is happening. I want you to remember that, family. Nothing new is happening. All right. It's all right now. Right now. Your 50-year-old self, your 60-year-old self, all of that, your 20-year-old self is right now and is shown in your iris. Okay. Now that dark marking, okay, where you see that it's you see the iris looks like a universe, right? The iris resembles like it looks like craters. Those craters that is shown on like a planet. Those are what we call lacunas in iridology, and those small lacunas can indicate either whether it's either closed or open, a chronic disease, an inherent weakness based upon the markings, the color, the size, all of that. So if you guys can see that in on Instagram, just put anything in the chat. Put some ones in the chat. That's small, dark craters at the bottom of the iris around 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Make sure you share this live. Again, we're talking about the intro to iridology. Iridology intro, the basic fundamentals. Okay. And understanding how you can apply this when it comes to your health so that you're not a victim to what is called disease and this medical infrastructure that that we trust in, we put our full trust in. And it, like I said on 2 days ago, that it's dangerous to trust in one healthcare system. Okay. All right. So YouTube, Instagram, those little dark craters there, that is in the abdominal or peritoneum zone. Abdominal and peritoneum zone. Okay. So the peritoneum is it's like a membrane lining of the stomach. All right. So that's where it's a conduit, acts as a conduit for lymph fluid, blood. It's like part of the lymphatic system of the gut. All right. So when my daughter was a little younger, I would say around like 4 or 5, she would complain about stomach aches. And she's been raised, plant-based since she was born. But I noticed that she has like a low intolerance for certain breads. So certain breads she just can't eat. Like she can only have spelt bread. That's only good for her. She can't really eat oatmeal, depending on what kind of oatmeal it is, what brand. At first, I ain't gonna lie, I thought Bob's Red Mill was the best oatmeal. And I'm coming to find out that's still pretty heavy on the gut, and that there was a report that was also listing Bob Red Mill products, some of his products, not all of them, but some of his products as possibly linked to glyphosate traces, right? That glyphosate is what is causing all of these gut issues, these celiacs, and because it's tearing the lining of the intestines. So you have to be very mindful of the oatmeal, like the Quaker oats. I wouldn't suggest any of that. All of those store brand oats. The best oats that I tend to eat is Spelt, or there's a brand called Simply 1 Degree. 1 Degree. I really like 1 Degree brand. 1 Degree. They have a really good oatmeal as well. All right. So that's what we switched to. She doesn't really, eat any of that. She doesn't even want it. And she's not even a real bread person either. So that's what that area of the iris is. Okay. It's part of the lymph of the colon, of the intestine. So if she eats a certain diet, or also if she becomes or succumbs to high levels of stress, then that becomes activated. But again, this is me showing you her iris, and also me looking at her iris so that I know how to better take care of her mental, emotional, spiritual, and finally physical health. All right. So let me know if y'all got that. Let me know if y'all got that. I'm going to share one more because I do have to go. I was going to do about 3. I'm going to do one where there's already arrows pointing to everything. Where you at, YouTube family? Yes. Okay, let's see. Marcus Red, why is it coming in? All right, so I'm going to share my entire screen. Again, YouTube family, make sure y'all get them likes up too. All right, make sure y'all keep the likes. Make sure y'all keep any questions that you may have when it comes to iridology. If you are a person out there that is skeptical, I welcome the questions. Come on, bring it to me. Okay, the questions, I always say, helps to ignite the mind. Okay, so it helps me to know things that I didn't even realize on a conscious level was in my mind. Because I've read a lot of books on the subject, so sometimes all of that, the knowledge that you attain, and then you make it your own. Someone asks you a question, and you just come in right with it because you already know. Again, these are things that you already know as well. Okay, and we're just bringing you back to the remembering stage. All right. So now this is going to be a little easier because now you can see where I did the arrows and stuff. Sometimes I have time to do that. Sometimes I don't. So, I only got about, about 20 minutes. So we're going to go off. All right. So you see the whites. All right. You guys see the constant, all of those white lines in that brown iris. All right. All of that points to irritation. Okay. And when it comes to that kind of iris, what we talked about yesterday when it came to arthritic conditions, that's also what it points to, with a lot of white, even on the outskirts of the iris, points to a lot of inflammation. All right. And if you can see even in the middle of the iris, around 6 o'clock, where the leg areas are, that's what is happening when it comes to this client as well. But again, arthritis isn't just one disease. We talked about that yesterday. It isn't just one localized ailment. Okay. It's many ailments that's connected to that. All right. So you see here, let's go right kidney. Okay, right. So you see here, there's two. What's so interesting about the iris is that it can show 2 different stages of health happening at once. It can show the acute, subacute stage while also showing the chronic stage. All right. So y'all see the first arrow pointing to the kidney zone. It's right kidney pain present, chronic tissue settlement. So it's white, but it's also dark black inside at the same time. So if I was to look at this sister's iris earlier in life, maybe like in her early 20s, even late teens, then she would have known that that is an inherent weakness and or something that is potential that can happen before, so she can avoid that. But by the time she came to me, I believe she was in her almost close to her 60s, almost close to her 60s. So that's when by that time she was already in connection with her physician. They were telling her that her GFR, which is glomerular filtration rate, was in a danger zone. Glomerular filtration rate is how they test how well your kidneys are functioning. Okay, so you again, family, this is something that nothing new is happening under the sun. Nothing new is happening under the sun. White shadings and a brown iris indicates where tissue irritation again is located. Okay. As far as personality, all right, we're going to do a little bit personality here. Okay. By the way, also, if you look at the people, you see how it's a little grayish, not the light, but in the pupil itself, it's a little grayish on the pupil. If you can see that, put something in the chat. Okay. If you can see that, put something in the chat. That indicates early stage of what is called glaucoma. Okay. That it's forming. All right. So it's even though she may not have been diagnosed with it, definitely is an inherent weakness. More so on dad's side of the family. Remember, family, the right iris, right is masculine energy, and left side is the feminine energy. Okay. And the right side will tell you a story of inherent weaknesses that you may have um, gathered from your dad's side of the family. Left side will let you know what you have gathered from the mother side of the family. And again, keep in mind that you're not victim to your genetics. Okay, you're not victim to your genetics. It's all based upon how one takes care of themselves. Okay, so in the intro to iridology, for those who's going to watch the replay, you definitely want to I trust that you're taking notes, and I trust that you share this so that some people never heard of iridology. Sometimes like I'll be sitting here and I'm like, oh, it's so much information, right? I mean, it's information like popping off like never before. When I first started my journey back in 2015, not a lot of people was on his vibration. I was actually called crazy by a lot of people that I knew when I was in my early 20s, when I decided to go plant-based vegan, when I started to do all of these different things. It was like, oh, you crazy. And those same people circle back around and now ask me for help. So it's been it's very popular now. And so I'm like, oh, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm sure people have heard of that. I'm sure. But then, and I'm like, and then I get brought back to, not reality, but I get brought back to a sense of you're needed. And someone says, oh, they'll DM me. I had someone DM me on Facebook Messenger the other day because I'm selling a lot of stuff. I'm moving to Georgia, so I'm selling a lot of my stuff from this house so I could pack light. And someone they trying to buy something, but they went on my page and was like, what's iridology? I've never heard of that before. And then that was like, you see, right there, that, never stop. Never stop. I would never stop. So gratitude. I remember when you first started. Yes, yes. A lot of you all who's been with me from the beginning, give thanks to you. I think that's you, Nael. Appreciate you for that. Appreciate you for that. Yes. Okay. So, last one here. Right ovary tissue irritation, also pancreas disturbance. The ovary, the testes of a man, ovaries of a woman, and the pancreas zone is in the same spot. Okay. The ovaries of the woman, testes of the man, and the pancreas is in the same spot when it comes to the iris chart, the blueprint chart. Okay. So again, for those who's just tuning in, this is the intro to iridology so that you can know the basic fundamentals of what you can do to prevent disease diagnosis. Okay. Because everything that's happening has already happened. All right. So this is to give you your map to the road, a clear path of a disease-free life. Okay, so right ovary irritation, pancreas disturbance. We don't name diseases. I don't name diseases. I don't know, but I'm sure other iridologists don't name diseases either. It actually, that's how I was taught, that we don't name or diagnose a specific name to a disease. Rather, we tell you where the inflammation is and where the toxic tissue settlement is. Based upon looking at the iris, it can suggest ovarian cysts. It also suggests an inherent weakness when it comes to the ovaries. So whatever, whether it's a grandmother, aunts, on the dad's side of the family has dealt with some bout of that. And then the pancreas disturbance that deals with blood sugar elevation. Not only that, is connected to digestion as well. I actually had a video that I was going to do tonight, the cholesterol myth, but I have some things to do. So I said, let me go live right now in the middle of the day, so that because I'm not able to do that later on. But I had also had to wait for my model to come in, my new anatomy model of the liver, the gallbladder, so I can kind of show you all, how cholesterol is high cholesterol. All of these things are a myth, really. And I'm just, like I said, just glad that I know all of this, so that I can better help my clients to understand, hey, nothing's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Okay. It's all based upon the body trying to constantly purge itself. All right. So you see this is white rings all around. So this person is experience a lot of pain, especially in the kidney zone and where the right ovary is situated. I can also see acute thyroid challenges. And again, based upon the constriction of the pupil, that's the parasympathetic nervous system. So that deals with restlessness, constantly restless in the mind. They can get so much time to sleep, but they still feel tired. You know, what else does the parasympathetic nervous system do? Their energy is just is just drained, all, like I said, the restlessness, energy drained all the time. And when your energy is drained like that, family, I think we need to really, when we start feeling our energy shift like that, we need to really start paying attention, because when the energy is drained that way, that shows that it's lack of blood circulation to the brain. And lack of blood circulation to the brain, we're not able to conceive new ideas. We're not able to conceive new thoughts. So in other words, your thought is draining you. Your thoughts are draining you constantly, because you're staying in the same frequency constantly over and over. You may not be speaking out loud and saying it and voicing it, but it's playing like a tape recorder constantly in your mind. So based upon the personality trait of this person, is that she would need like a whole mind refocus, a whole subconscious mind training program, because that's what's ultimately going to heal the body. Now, so we're not focusing on healing the body itself or the physical aspect, but focusing on the emotional and spiritual, what has been suppressed there, that transmits to our human avatars. All right. Let me know if y'all got that in the chat. If you have any questions, please ask them now. I know there was something else that I wanted to say. I think that is it. But if you have any questions, please ask them now. I don't have any in office iridology consultations right now. I only have virtual. So the way you schedule your virtual appointment, I'm going to put in the chat. Okay, let's get it going. Okay, to book. Okay, appointment. All right. All right. So in order to schedule your appointment, that's the website. It's also in the link on my page, under my link tree. And the way it works, it's a virtual. So just like how we talk, you see me talking here, it will be on a Zoom call. All right. And what we do is you send me your iris photos through email. And then once you send it to me via email, we go on a Zoom call and we get it going. We get it popping that way. And it's not just me telling you, oh, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Take this herb. It's really an education time for you. Queen Sunfire, will you have an office in Atlanta? I'm actually working on that. I'm actually working on securing that. Okay. So I'll definitely post it on here and keep you posted. I assume you're in Atlanta and I will be there for King Simon's event on the 13th. All right. I'm very excited about that one as well. So yes, I can't wait to join y'all out there. I can't wait to join y'all out there. I'm super excited for this change. My spirit been wanting to do this for a long time, and it just right now is the divine time for me to do it. I feel it in my spirit. All right. So any questions regarding iridology? Also your children. Don't forget the babies. All right. Save the children. That's what Gil Scott Heron said. All right. Heron. All right. Save the children. All right. So you get your children's iris read as well. Okay. I have them at a discounted price for children. So it's at the same price for adults. And you can, just like how I showed you my daughter's iris, you keep that in a book. I tell my clients, make a book, of pass down something. In generations, in some families, they still hold that value, but we got to a point where we stopped passing down information, passing down recipe books, passing down different legacies. Our elders are passing on and not leaving us no kind of instruction. Oh, let me stop sharing because YouTube has a question. Give thanks, King Simon. I appreciate that. Let me stop sharing. Okay, thank you, King Simon. Yes, if you have had a hysterectomy, does it show in your eyes? That's an amazing question. If you have had a hysterectomy, does it show in your eyes? Absolutely. When you have organs removed, it shows up as dark holes, like dark, hollow, black holes in the iris. It's like a planet with like those dark black craters in it. That's exactly how it shows up. So that's how a lot of times I can tell if you had an organ removed. And the most common ones are the hysterectomy, your uterus, your ovaries, gallbladder, appendix, tonsils. Those are the most common organs that, people get removed. So it'll show up absolutely in that area. And then there's certain, especially when, even if it's a kidney, the person is working with one kidney. I had a client that had that they were working with one kidney, but they forgot what kidney was removed. And I told them, I said, it was your left kidney. They was like, really? Because I forgot, it's been so long. So yeah, the iris, it doesn't lie. And as soon as you have the organ removed, it'll pop up. Like immediately it will pop up. Okay. So good question. Thank you, Deborah Wynn on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, King Simon, for tapping in and letting me know that. I couldn't see on YouTube. I had to stop sharing my screen. Okay. Said I had my gallbladder removed in 1990, which is still show. Which is still show. What do you mean? Would it still show? Are you asking would it still show? I'm guessing you're saying on Instagram, you're asking me would it still show if it was back in 90? If that's what you're asking, yes, it would. Yes. Yes. After all that time, it would still show. And for those, for my advice to you when it comes to gallbladder removal, because that is very important. That's an important organ for digesting the fats. All right. So there's certain enzymes that you can take. I don't really suggest a whole lot of supplements, but Enzymatica is a really good enzyme supplement. And they have this one enzyme supplement called is it Lipo Gold, LYPO Gold, and that's really good to take if you've had a gallbladder removal, especially if you're eating foods that, with oils and things that requires the digestion of fats through that process. Okay. Also, the Juice Plus. So if you guys, you was on my live last night, DM me juice, DM me juice. Pardon me, YouTube. I'm typing here. DM me juice for your raw food package. Okay. Okay, so DM me juice for your raw food package. Children 4 years old and up gets it for free, and even young adults up to age 25 can get it for free. All right, but that literally the Juice Plus literally is raw food in a capsule. It's raw berries, vegetables, fruits, omega, all right, and real omega that you can that's actually available, bioavailable. A lot of times we're taking vitamins, we're taking all of these store-bought supplements, and it's giving you the illusion that it's doing something, but really it's not doing anything. If the blood is not pure, especially if the blood is not clean, if the colon is compacted, it's just going right in. So and then not really having an effect on the cell because it's not penetrable to the cell. Okay, so we need to take in foods and even supplements that has a high cell bioavailability to it. Make sure you guys look for that when you shop for these things. All right. Oh, I gotta head on out. Okay. But I really appreciate you all for your amazing attention, especially during this time when the attention is all on Diddy. All right. It's up and down the timeline. I go on my Instagram. Shade Room is posting about it every minute. It's just everywhere. So for you to deviate from that for the short time that we've been on here to really digest this information, and I trust you take notes. I appreciate you for that because it's all a distraction, baby. It's all a distraction. Okay? Don't feed it. Don't feed it. Don't feed your distractions. All right. So thank you all. If you are interested in registering for my program, Detox with Iridology Level 1 or Level 2, go on my website, holisticapalis.com, and I look forward to you being learning from me. October's right around the corner, so make that a gift to yourself on October 1st to start a new journey, and really nothing new, but to really follow what to listen to your spirit of what you needed to do all along. Your spirit's always with you, always. Okay, you're never lost. You're never lost. Okay, so thank you all for your attention. I appreciate you. I see you out there, YouTube family. Thank you for liking. Make sure you sharing. Make sure you share this live. I will save it. Instagram family. I love you all. Peace and love. Power. All right, YouTube. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. Until next time, peace and power.